Good morning, collective. I am Kuan Yin, and this is I Have No Cut Cards Tarot. Love is patient, love is kind, love keeps no count of wrongdoing, love does not boast and it is not proud. Love does not rejoice in evil. It doesn't delight in evil, but it rejoices in the truth. Love protects. Love is of God. These people are not of love at all whatsoever. Either way, I'm Kuan Yin. No, I'm not dead. No, I'm not a clone. They didn't capture me. But I do have a testimony for you all. So I'm just going to give you all a second here. I know I've been going for a minute. I just want to remind. Okay, great. Now, I'm not fully set up yet, but I'm just going to jump right on into it. I'm not on my laptop, okay? I'm on my phone. So I cannot see the comments, but I will talk to you, and then I'm going to do a general reading. So, I'm sorry it took so long. When I last talked to you all, I told you I was in the process of obtaining a new residence, and it should have only taken a few days. Matter of fact, from the time that I was in America and I did the reading that I was supposed to, the last real reading that I did in America, within 1-2 weeks max, I should have been able to accomplish everything I needed to do. But when you have resistance and people literally working directly against you, and you're outnumbered by technology, by resources, by people that work in the government that abuse power, something that should only take 24 hours to 48 hours can take a month. Do you understand? Now, I've titled this reading How the Beast is Operating in 2025 because, and let me make sure y'all can hear me before I get all the way into it, because I'm just warming up, okay? Today's my first day back, and I'm warming up. Can someone clarify that you can hear me? I'm looking at the comments right now. I want to make sure y'all can hear me clearly before I get warmed up and I start going in. All right, I need someone to confirm you can hear me right now before I start going all the way in. Rainbow Warrior 333, I can't see the rest. Okay, yes, Cheryl. Okay, let's go. Because I'm getting warmed up. Not there yet. I'm just getting warmed up to tell y'all what happened. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a general at the same time, but it ties into my reading because you need to understand what the beast is doing and how the beast is operating, the beast of Revelation. And this is the society of hyper surveillance. You have no idea the level of surveillance. No matter where you go on the planet, I want you all to know, no matter where you go on the planet, they are in every country. If they haven't implemented yet, they're doing it. They literally want to be able to see through your eyes and hear everything you say and see everything you see and monitor literally your biometric field, your body. They want control over every aspect of your life, and they want to be able to know what you're thinking and what you're going to do before you do it. Almost like the precog from that movie that came out years ago. I can't think of the name of it. But the level of surveillance this beast wants over all humanity, not in America, not in just Europe, not in a few African countries. No, they literally want to implement something to control all humans on the planet and surveillance us to the level of controlling our energy. Understand, it's about our energy. Now, let me give you my testimony so we can go into this live and reading so you can understand why it was so hard for me to get back online. Okay, so you all know, I told you I was transitioning and what I was doing, and I don't give a damn because these people know everything I do. I can't hide anything. I was selling my home to relocate from Atlanta, Georgia, to an African country. Now, I am going to use discretion, and the reason I have to use discretion is, America is a bubble. when you live in other countries, people are like, oh, you don't speak your mind and tell the truth about what's going on. No, 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 because you don't really have the same freedom to just speak your mind in other countries as you do in America. There could be very bad consequences, and you have to use wisdom. Okay, you really, really have to use wisdom in blasting or exposing or saying things because the freedoms that we had, that we were under the illusion that we had in America, where you have freedom of speech, that doesn't quite apply in other places, which is why sometimes you can deal with some very bad consequences if you do too much verbally. It's not the same freedom of speech, okay? And it's not the same thing. Even if people say that it is, it's not. And it could create unnecessary problems for you if you do too much talking, okay? So I'm going to use a level of discretion, of course, okay? But so they were trying to kill me in Atlanta, Georgia. Had someone following me around with a gun. The police wouldn't protect me. They were coming to my home. They were coming in my home. You all know what I was going through, the gang stalking. I had broom riding witches pulling up to my house every night, throwing death spells at me. They were following me in cars every time I left my home, to try to run me off the highway and doing death spells while I was driving. Like 4 cars every time I left my home, all would leave my neighborhood with me. I mean, the level of surveillance and what they were doing in Atlanta, Georgia to me, and even when I tried to report it to the FBI, the whole government is completely corrupt. And America is not operating like they used to. America is now third world country, it's not my definition of third world country, but America is third world country corrupt now. It's completely, all its systems are completely corrupt, and you cannot trust anyone or anything to get justice unless you are a part of their system. You understand? So I couldn't get any justice with the FBI while these people were trying to unalive me. And I realized it's safer, in other countries than it is in America right now, if you don't want to be a part of this beast system. So the reason was because my uncle, his name is Gary Spencer Moore, he put a hit on me. He put a hit on me to have me unalive because he lied, about Social Security and stole some inheritance money and whatever. And also, I'm a high priestess, and a lot of you all out there don't realize, but in the past, the way the system has been set up and running, they've been using and utilizing divine feminine energy and men that are balanced in their masculine and feminine energy in the upright, that know how to balance dark and light energy. Men that are very productive and they're balanced in their divine feminine and masculine energy, these men are very productive and they know how to manifest and they're very prosperous. And it's the same thing with divine feminine energy with women, very productive. But in the past, in a patriarchal society, they have utilized divine feminine energy and controlled it by denying and blocking opportunities for women so that they could keep you under control. So you really didn't have a lot of say-so or control in whether or not you got married or got in a connection with somebody. So your energy was controlled. But the problem is these people have been using divine feminine energy from prosperous men and women that are healed to control the world, doing rituals on a large scale, the elite, and then other people that are doing well in very wealthy companies and corporations, especially the Corporation of America. They've utilized our energy to do rituals and spell work to become very wealthy. And for many seasons, these people have been able to utilize our energy unbeknownst to us through marriage. Some of you might have been married, and your grandmothers and great grandmothers and great great grandmothers, and we know about chattel slavery, uh, through marriage, okay, through marriages, whether they were wanted or not, these men, a lot of them were a part of cults. And a lot of people were unaware these men were a part of groups and cults where they were funneling divine feminine energy, and they were making money off of us by being a part, by funneling our energy to the higher ups. And whatever these men were able to get for that, the wealthy elite that were doing the witchcraft and the rituals, they were benefiting from it. But the system is collapsing, and I'm going to explain how. The reason the system is collapsing is because we have moved out of a patriarchal society whereby now women have become more financially independent. Now, it's not just women, it's men too, but people are becoming more independent. And when women become financially independent, they have a choice and an option of whether or not they want to marry, whether or not they want to be in a relationship, whether or not they want to give their sexual energy away, or if they want to utilize their sexual energy to manifest a life for themselves by themselves. Now, because too many women have been, divine feminine women have been healing, an environment where women can be independent is an environment where healing occurs. And because so many women have literally been healing because of the ability to be financially independent, they have lost their supply. A lot of you all were in relationships and marriages. You could have had children and grandchildren with warlocks that you may have never even known was a warlock. Some of you, your grandmothers and great grandmothers, don't even know that the men that they married and had families and children with, and even some of you all may not have known that the relationships that you might have been in the past were orchestrated so that someone could latch into your womb and feed off your sacral energy. And they would make a small amount off of it, but they would funnel your energy to these cults in the government, and that would go to the ritualists on a much higher level that were running the government. Now, the pushback that we're receiving right now is the loss of control of your energy as a divine feminine man and as a divine feminine woman. The reason that the things that are being orchestrated right now with EBT food stamps, with the loss of benefits, the jobs, everything to take away your independence so that you be placed back into a vulnerable state whereby they can have access to your energy again because they're losing control, they're losing money, it's collapsing from even back from just women's rights or races of women, and then also chattel slavery where they really had access to your energy. You understand? They've lost it completely. They always had the knowledge of the occult in how to become wealthy using your energy. Because you get to educate yourself when you are wealthy and you have time. There's nothing more important than time. But the people that live in survival mode oftentimes don't have the time to study the occult, to study and learn, how to spiritually manifest money, outcomes, and things you want because you're in survival mode. And for a long time, they had the knowledge because they had money, which from slavery and other things, the elite. And the elite are not just white. The elite are a few different races, okay? But for a long time, they had the knowledge, but they didn't have the power. They didn't have the light. They didn't have the energy. They didn't have the level of power that those of you that they've been fighting to keep on the bottom and in the dark, you have the power. You're the battery. You understand? They have the car, they have the tools, they have the occult knowledge, but you had the power for them to do the rituals that they've been doing to stay on top. But the only way they were able to access your power was by controlling where your sexual energy went and controlling where your energy was going through a lot of marriages and relationships. And because they've lost it now and they are losing it now, they are reacting to that. So without further ado, let me go ahead and explain to you my quick experience, and you better understand. So I owned a home in Georgia and I sold my house in Georgia. And you all know the level of surveillance they're doing in the government in the United States. I sold my house, and throughout the whole process, they had real estate agents that were bringing people in my house to do death spells on me and to curse me that were local. And I knew they were going to do that. So everything has been a long battle for me, right down to the day that I had to close. They had someone follow me all the way to my closing, doing death spells on me the whole time. This is a demon, okay? These are big demons and principalities that are using people that literally are losing it because they're losing access to your power and to your energy. And it's because you're too financially independent, okay? Now, I still successfully closed my house, but it was a lot harder than it should have been. After that, I still went through a few things in America. I couldn't even fly out of Georgia. I had to drive all the way to New York to leave. I had been communicating with a man in the African country that I was planning on moving to. And again, I told you I'm going to be discreet about that, okay? And the man that this is how the beast works. You are going to be tracked either through a chip inside your body. The beast chip is either, it is Elon Musk Neuralink chip, okay? And it's inside some of your bodies already. Some of you all, and I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but you already know, but some of you all have this chip in your body already, okay? It's no different than when you GPS track the animals and get your animal tag, your dog or your cat. It's a liquid that you inject it with a needle into your dog or cat, right? But it's a chip that GPS track them. That's the same way that a whole bunch of you have that chip in your body. And this is what they're doing. Anywhere that you go in the world, not the United States, anywhere that you go in the world, okay, they are tracking you through either the chip in your body or also through your iPhone. So, and the beast system consists of no privacy. You will not be able to buy or sell anything without the mark of the beast, is what it said in Revelation, okay? Now, we all know by now that what that means is you're not going to be able to do any business or function or fly or use public transportation, have a vehicle. You won't be able to open a bank account. You will not be able to do anything unless you are a part of the system of surveillance, meaning they want eyes on every transaction, every ticket you buy, every travel plan that you make. There is no privacy as to anything that you do. Everything is surveillance and watched. Now, the Holy Spirit told me to explain my experience to you all so you can see exactly how they're doing this. So I know I'm being tracked by what they, one, put in my body, but also by my iPhone, okay? Now, if you're conducting business or even have an online platform and you decide you don't want to live in America anymore, even to continue your online platform, there are levels of security that you have to go through to log into your account. And oftentimes, your password won't work. And in order to get back into your accounts, you have to keep the same iPhone or Android or whatever phone number so that they can send, or email, so that they can send a verification code to that same phone number or to that same email so you can verify that it's you. Okay? And if they can't, they will lock you out of they'll lock you out your, whatever you have to sign in, whatever Gmail account, Google, whatever you have to sign in, even if you have the right password, they'll lock you out. This way, you're forced to stay online. You're forced to keep the same phone number, iPhone, so that you can get the verification code to be able to log back in until you can create a whole new profile. Okay? And even in some countries, to get a local phone, they now have to take a picture of your face and scan your eyes so that they can give you a SIM card. And that SIM card, you can't get a phone without it, a local phone. They'll monitor everything that you do online. They'll monitor your every banking transaction. Everything is very closely monitored that you do. Every dime that you spend. Of course, every money exchange that you do from USD to whatever the currency in the country you're going to, everything is literally monitored through technology. For some countries, they've already implemented this system of surveillance where every dime you spend is literally monitored. And other countries haven't quite gotten there yet, but they are in the process of implementing this system. I know I wasn't allowed to get a local phone without them taking a picture of my face and doing, you can't just anonymously, and I'm sure in America, you're not gonna be able to do that in the future either. You know how you could get burner phones in the past, and in the past you can buy a phone with cash anonymously and get it turned on and use it as a minute phone and your name won't be attached to it. You can't do that. You can't do that as a foreigner in some other countries. This is how they're able to monitor your every phone call and also monitor your every move. Now, back to what I was telling you about me. So I was referred to someone in the country I was interested in moving to. I was referred to somebody, and that person, of course, they could see the plans, the travel arrangement, the conversations I'm having, because there is a West African practitioner named Amarado Mustafa from either Senegal or Ivory Coast. He's a hacker and he works for the military and works with people in the NSA and in the government. And he shares my phone screen with me, okay? And a lot of you all too. Along with, I told you there are some Eritreans at the NSA and other people in the government that they monitor your every move, okay? So any plans that I make to fly, purchase tickets, Airbnb overseas, they're watching me as I'm making these plans. I've already gone out and bought a brand new Google phone in the past with cash, and I didn't show any ID at all when I did it. And this is in America, and they were able to go in the store behind me because I'm followed everywhere I go. And they got the information for that Google phone, and they hacked that too. So there's no getting away from these people surveillancing, your phones, any phone that you would want to buy. You have no privacy. They'll hack every phone you try to do anything on. Okay, this is the beast, how they're operating. This is what the future looks like for us, okay? And in addition to that, in the past, you could buy a minute phone anonymously, but that's gonna go away very soon, and you'll have to show ID or get a face scan to buy a phone and get a SIM card, because they're going to want to, they're not going to want any phones to be out there whereby they can't surveillance and monitor you through that phone, okay? So the person that I made arrangements with, they have an Airbnb, and they also have some properties that were for sale in the country I wanted to go to. It's a Black American man, okay? And when I went there, when I made my arrangements, of course, it was months ahead of time. So they had plenty of time to bribe him and to orchestrate something. So by the time I arrived, they were ready to get going with their plans against me. This is how the beast works. The beast system, this beast system, because all it is the level of surveillance to be able to control your every interaction, okay? So what they did is they contacted him and bribed him ahead of time to line me up so that they could unalive me on his compound. Now, I spoke to this man ahead of time, and he showed me a house that was for sale that I was interested in. Okay? He showed me a house that was for sale that I was interested in. And because I was interested in this home, he agreed to sell it to me, and he said it was available. This man never had any intentions of selling me that house. It was a single family house, and it had a nice fence around it, complete privacy. Because I'm a high priestess, you know I have to be in a home by myself with privacy. Otherwise, they're going to keep orchestrating things around me to try to spiritually block me and to slow my progress. And the reason they do this to me and other women like me that have this energy is because they are reacting to the fact that a lot of us realized that the people we were in relationships with, they were people that were sent to us to catfish us so that they could harvest our energy to do spell work, rituals, and gain wealth. And because we're aware of this now, we have taken back our power and have been using it to manifest our own life and manifest for ourselves and stop allowing people to spiritually pimp us. And they are reacting because we were their money bag. So because they're angry that me and a lot of other divine feminine women are not allowing these people to covertly steal our energy anymore, and these losers, are unable to utilize our energy and they're going broke, they're trying to block us. They hate the fact that you're a woman and that I'm a woman that has prosperity and abundant sacral energy, okay? They hate the fact that some of us are high priestesses that are not their slaves, and that they can't create any more illusions. They hate the fact that we're able to, there are some men out there that are really hate the fact that there are women out here that have and own homes by themselves. They feel like you need to be, the only way you should have a home is when a man provides one for you. And that man will decide on what your value is, and that man will also determine for you what you deserve based on the value that he placed on you. And this is a system that they have implemented for a very long time. And there are a lot of women that were devalued whose value is through the roof. Your spiritual value is through the roof because it creates prosperity and abundance, and your spiritual value was through the roof, and they saw it and knew it, but they still tried to assess you much lower and give you the bare minimum and mistreat you at the same time. And what you're seeing right now is a reaction to you recognizing your own value through your healing and seeing how things are manifesting in your life. And because you know your own value now, and they cannot determine what you can and cannot have, they're reacting to it in a very bad way. But the problem is they're doing it through the government on a large scale. It's not a coincidence that this handmaid tale shit is going on right now, okay? And I'm talking about, it's men and women, but it's mostly women. This is some handmade tale shit that's being implemented that a lot of women are not seeing, okay? Now, I know a lot of women gave in and joined in with these groups, but you don't understand what, on a larger spiritual scale, what's happening is it's the patriarchy reacting to the loss of the control of the divine feminine energy and not being able to access it because of our independence and us having a choice. It's a reaction. Do you understand? And that's why they're trying now to regain control over divine feminine energy, and they've become very desperate to the point where they're breaking laws and government is breaking down, literally, So with me, like I said, I had been in relationships with warlocks in the past that I was not aware of, And I didn't realize my family were sending these people to me to date me, so that they could abuse me and then utilize my spiritual power and energy to do rituals and to give to the elite to funnel my energy up, to whatever cult they were a part of. But because I've healed in past years, broke free, and my eyes have been spiritually open to understand what these people had been doing to me since childhood, they're reacting to it. So back to the beast. So how the beast system operates is it wants to keep track of your womb, basically. Your womb is where your sacral chakra is. And your sacral chakra is where your money-making chakra, okay? Your creative energy lies. Your sacral chakra is not just the sexual energy for pleasure or reproduction or the release of endorphins. That sacral energy is also to go to your crown chakra to sharpen and heighten your intuition and your creativity, and to also, when you're in alignment, attract abundance, and manifest abundance to you. A lot of you are magical, and you can manifest the life that you want for yourself, by yourself, okay? So because I've broke free from what these people had been doing to me for years, they wanted to stay control of my energy. And what's happening to me is what's also happening on a larger scale, macrocosm. You understand? It's a small scale and a large scale. So you have a whole bunch of men that are in a whole bunch of cults that have lost control of their high priestesses, that they were devaluing, that they didn't want you to find out who you were and what they were using you for, and they wanted to keep you under their foot. But some of you are hyper independent and have worked extra hard, and they resent you for not allowing them to control your self-esteem, and to control. Some of you would rather work very hard, even harder than a man, to maintain your independence and utilize your own energy and have your freedom, than to be up under a man so you don't have to deal with the stress of the world. Okay? So he can utilize your energy and power to do wickedness and evil. And the problem is this resistance, which is the whole beast system of not having access to divine feminine energy to create with. It's Mother Gaia. Mother Gaia, the divine feminine energy, that's where everything is growing on earth. Everything that is growing on earth is because of divine feminine energy. You understand? Like Oshun and the waters. When you take the water, nothing can grow without water. Okay? So they're losing it and they're reacting to it. So that's why this beast system was created. So what they did is they contacted the man that showed me the house online that I wanted to buy. And it was a private residence by itself. And I said, when I get there, if it's everything that it seems to be from what I'm looking at online, then I will purchase this home. And it was empty and available, okay? Now, they bribed him to try to line me up. And the reason they bribed him to line me up was because I refused to marry, and I refused to get into a relationship, and I refused to have casual sex with anybody. I'm completely abstinent, which means they have no access to my body, spiritually or physically. And by cutting them out of my body spiritually and physically, they have no access to utilize my power at all whatsoever. And because of this, they decided it would be better to sacrifice me and kill me. In other words, if you divine feminines that we were harvesting your energy and utilizing it for our own lifestyle and wealth, if you're unwilling to give us your energy by falling under an illusion and getting into a marriage or a relationship, or at least have casual sex with somebody that we could create a spiritual cord with and siphon your sacral energy, if you are refusing to give it up, then we're going to kill you and sacrifice you and take your energy instead. Those of you that have been being gang stalked and have had whole broom riding witches and warlocks on your ass doing these death spells on you, It's probably more than likely because they had access to your energy in the past, but they no longer have it. So they bribed him to line me up to be killed when I got to the country I was coming to. And of course, you know, I'm a high priestess. I saw it all in advance, but I already knew it wasn't going to happen. But I knew that I'm already aware that anyone I come in contact with the beast system, because of my iPhone and because of what's inside of my body, they will be able to make a bribe and an offer to anyone I come in contact with. So I'm expecting every single person I come in contact with to receive a bribe to do magic on me, to set me up, to slow me down, or to create an obstacle for me. And I'm already anticipating that anywhere I go and anyone I do interactions with. And this is the reason. This is the reason why I. This is the reason why I can't just go into hermit mode and never speak to anyone again because everybody's accepting bribes. I'm being guided. Just keep moving forward and just use your spiritual gifts and abilities to navigate all these demons and dishonest people. So he took the bribe, and when I arrived in the African country that I arrived in, instead of allowing me to rent the Airbnb, which was the house that I was going to purchase, he took me to a compound. A compound, it's supposed to be like some kind of condominium type setup where there are about 3 or 4 different homes, but they're all in one community with one wall and gate surrounding them. And I specifically told him I need to be alone. I specifically told him I don't want to live with other people. I don't want to rent with other people. I don't want to be in because I know anywhere I go, because I'm a high priestess, they're going to offer money or they're going to set me up to have people doing death spells on me. Yeah, you know, anywhere I go in the world, period. But he pretended like the property suddenly was not available that I wanted to purchase. But they had to clean it up, or the power was out, or every day it was a new excuse why I either couldn't see the house or why I couldn't buy it. Okay? And when I was taken to this compound, where there are about 3 or 4 homes that's in one big gate or community, there were witches that were placed in each one of those homes that were doing death spells on me day and night. And then his whole security team there, which are people from the country that I'm in, they were doing death spells on me, walking around the house, like day and night, like putting their face in the window, like of where I was sleeping at and walking around me. This is why I'm supposed to live alone as a high priestess, because I'm always going to be targeted because of my power and because of my energy. So I've got these women. One of them was Eritrean Somalian, okay, that was in one of the buildings. She never came out. Her and her daughter were doing death spells on me. And then in the other ones, one of them was an Airbnb, the other was owned by the other woman. Either way, no one ever came out the compound. They were in there the whole time I was there doing death spells on me, day and night, day and night. And I was way out in the mountains somewhere. Now, when I finally said I had enough of this, are you going to sell me the house or not? Take me to see the house right now or I'm leaving, okay? When I finally got there to that point, suddenly the house has no power in it. And I said, I don't care, show me the house. And when I went there, his goofy wife, or so to speak, when I went there, his goofy ass wife, can y'all still hear me? I want to make sure y'all can still hear me. Y'all can still hear me? Okay, thank you. Okay. So when he finally took me to the house that I was to purchase, and showed it to me, you telling me this is the only house where the power's out. Everybody else's power's on. And she then closed all the curtains to make it even more dark. And after doing death spells on me day and night, right? And being goofy. And I'm like, okay, so the power goes out in the house and you're trying to sell it to me. So you close the curtains to make it even more dark in here. And you're being goofy. You don't live here. He was like, I live here. And he put a motorcycle in the living room. It was so much stupid shit that this idiot was doing, right? And I said, okay, I can see the house clearly. I'm a high priestess. I knew nothing was wrong with the electric. He was just trying to stall and delay me because he took a bribe from Amarado Mustafa, the West African that works for the government in the military as a hacker, and he's a warlock. He took a bribe of money from him to delay and to stall me out so he could keep me at this compound where I would be surrounded by people that were within close enough proximity to do death spells because they thought that it would work that way. And then you had Intuitive Goddess 333 Latoya, that tarot card reader on YouTube, and others that were also doing the death spells and spell work on me because they're a part of that same cult, right? So, when I said, okay, I still want to buy it because I'm a high priestess. I knew nothing was wrong with the electric or the house. It was fine. I knew they were just playing games. And when they finally, he said, okay, yeah, you can buy the house. And then he increased the price that he told me, extra $10,000. And I was like, okay, let me go ahead and buy the house. And then when I was still ready to buy the house and move, because he already stalled me out for a week. You know, his job was to stall me out and keep me in the compound as long as he could while they did death spells on me. And now I understand what happened to other Black American expats that went to other countries that didn't return, where they suddenly became completely sick and died. I saw a YouTube video of a woman that suddenly, Black American woman, what's happening is these women are being lined up. They're being set up and lined up. And what they're doing is death spells and doing things to make them sick. And I don't remember what country it was, but it was a woman, and her daughter was back in the States trying to figure out what happened to her mother. Because they're like, my mother suddenly got sick with a cold or something, and then she died. And I want to get her body back to America. I don't know what happened. She got set up. They sacrificed her. That's what that was. So when he couldn't come up with any more excuses to keep me delayed on the compound, to give them more time to kill me, okay, he then said, okay, I'm going to sell the property, but I need to take a bank loan out on this property for something else I want to buy. And he was lying. So it's something I have to do. But I can still let you move in and maybe we can do something with the paperwork where my name and your name is on it. These people and these demonic spirits that want to stay attached to high priestesses, the last thing they want for a high priestess is to be financially completely separate and independent, where they can't find a way to triangulate anything to stay connected to you so that they'll have a way in to siphon your energy in some kind of a way. They want to stay connected to you. This is demonic. It's almost like what a narcissist does. And we know narcissists are demonic. Narcissists want to have a baby with you, or they want to own a home with you, or own a car, or a business. They want to find a way to stay connected to your energy. Their biggest fear is you being completely alone and detached from everyone and functioning as an independent unit. That's their biggest fear, you understand? They need a way in. Otherwise, they know you'll isolate yourself from them. So this fool was like, well, I just found out I need to take a second loan out, or I need to use this home as collateral in order to get another loan for something else I need to do. So I might not be able to sell it to you. And I said, you lured me here under false pretenses. You told me that this home was available for me to purchase and that you would sell it to me. And you know, now you're putting me in a very bad situation. And I had to call his ass out. I said, because y'all are trying to sacrifice me on this compound. I ain't stupid. You know, y'all are over here trying to sacrifice me, and you're trying to buy more time to keep me stuck here in the mountains on this compound, okay? Trying to unalive me with death spells, with both people that flew in, like a week before I got there to get set up, which is the Eritrean and the Somalian that was on the compound, along with others. Okay, they set this up ahead of time, but that magic don't have no power over me. So what I ended up doing was I got a hotel. The Holy Spirit guided me to pack my things and figure it out, And by then, I learned a little bit about the city where I was at, enough to get out the mountains, and to get back down to the city because I was way up in the mountains, right? So I met up with a realtor, a local one. I found a house I really liked, and I told him, "You really fucked me over. You really fucked me over because you knew you made it seem as though I would be able to buy that house, and you never had any intentions of selling me that house, and you already knew that because your ass knew you was lining me up to be sacrificed, which could never happen, Either way, he put me in a bad situation because then I had to rush and buy a house because their whole objective was to stall me out and to try to make my money run out. They're trying to, the longer they can keep my foundation unstable, the longer they could slowly kill my platform, which means I can't get online to do my readings. And the longer they can stall me out from getting a foundation, it will affect my money. It'll affect everything that I do. And I'll be exhausting resources on hotels, travel, and other things. They were trying to get all my money to run out while I still didn't have a home or foundation, okay? And also they were trying to kill my platform because the longer they could stop me from getting back online, they figured it would slowly die completely. And this is all a reaction to losing control of high priestess women. I'm not the only one. This is their reaction to losing control of our sacral energy that they were using and underrating and trying to devalue when our energy is everything to them and they know it. That's why they want to control your housing situation. And that's why they resent women that can afford to keep a roof over their own head, that can provide for themselves. And it's an energy where I don't care how hard you work as a woman, if we can't control you, then, and you're willing to even work hard to pay your own bills, then how about I'm going to abuse power and sabotage you and sabotage your finances to force you into submission. To force you into submission in taking an offer from us. As a woman, they don't even want you to work hard to take care of yourself. That's how desperate they are for your high priestess energy. They want to force you back into a patriarchal type situation by sabotaging your finances. We don't care if you worked hard. How dare you as a woman free yourself? And that's why I told you about this Handmaid's Tale shit. Listen to me, ladies. There's some Handmaid's Tale shit going on right now, and they want access to your sacral energy once again because too many of y'all have become independent, and because you're independent financially and want to live independent, too many of y'all are not getting married. Too many of y'all are not having sex. Too many of y'all are utilizing your choice and option and using discretion with who you're with or withholding your energy. And the only way that they can get your energy is through character development and by evolving the masculine energy that was using your high priestess energy to do rituals. The only way to get a woman like you or get access to your energy and your power as the high priestess is to evolve. It's to evolve, to spiritually evolve and grow, and to treat you with respect, like a human, because you have a choice. And because they're revolting and they're completely disgusted, how dare you expect me to treat you like a human? How dare you expect me how dare you not be codependent on me telling you what your value is? How dare you? You're supposed to be my animal. You're an inanimate object that I've captured. How dare you suggest that me have to raise my standards and do character development on myself and start taking accountability. How dare you tell me I need to heal and evolve to be with you? I'm offended. And if I have to destroy your finances and destroy your life to get your energy, to get access to you, women, again, then that's exactly what I intend to do. And that's what a lot of y'all are about to be dealing with on a grand scale. This is what you see collectively happening. So really quick, I got the hell out of there. I found someone and I literally bought a house overnight. Okay. I got a local real estate agent and he put me in a bad situation because now I have to rush and buy a house so my resources won't run out, jumping from hotel to hotel to hotel. So I found a house and I started to do the purchasing process. And where I purchased a home at, it's very safe. It's very safe to buy a land and home. It's an excellent process. I commend them. I think they're wonderful. I think it's an excellent country, okay? But anywhere in the world you go, humans are going to be humans. Anywhere you go in the world, a human is going to be a human. And there are people that are just going to take bribes. So Amarado Mustafa, this West African warlock that works for the U.S. military, that works with the NSA and others, and he has several high priestesses that he's been siphoning energy from. He made an offer to this person that the beast system, they knew what country I was moving to because they tracked me by my biometrics and through my iPhone, okay? Which I need to access my bank. And I need to access my bank accounts and anything else going on with me. Because they had to purchase plane tickets, anything. Because if you get kicked out of the system, they have to send the code to you to log back in, okay? Now that I'm done with this fool trying to sacrifice, line me up to be sacrificed in the mountains in the country that I was in, that put me into a different property and took me somewhere other than the property that I thought I was gonna buy. Now they approached the agent, and they bribed him as well. And these two stank-ass whores, these witches that are a part of this cult as well, they approached the agent I was working with and the seller of the property. And they bribed them as well by getting contact with someone that's a part of their cult in this country. See, you have to understand, these cults are connected to the elite. So they have cult members in every country, on every continent, all over the world. So anything that they want to orchestrate, by them being able to surveillance your movements, they can contact someone that's a part of their cult from that country, okay? And they will get something enacted where you are, to try to block you. And they bribed them. I found a house I liked. And as soon as I found the home I liked and began to purchase it, because they're monitoring my financial transactions and because they're monitoring my voice, they know the hotel I'm staying at, they know everyone I come in contact with, anyone I talk to on the phone, it's easy for them to jump from person to person to person and make bribe offers to anyone I come in contact with. So, and the bank too. By the way, Bank of America are crooks. I wanted to do my bank wire transfer to pay for my house through Bank of America. So I opened an account there because I already knew my other account was heavily monitored. And when it was time for me to do my bank wire, he blocked me out of the bank online banking. He blocked it so that I could not access any money while I was overseas to buy my house. I literally, from my other bank account, made the first wire transfer to purchase my home. He bribed the notary to put the wrong address and wrong house on my paperwork. He put the right house on there, but he put a second house on there too, which would create a longer delay if I signed that paperwork, because now how can we prove what house this money is for? And I would have to go to court and fight about which property it is that I was promised that I paid for. So, of course, I'm a high priestess. So I got him to correct that shit. But he took a bribe to see if he could do spell work, if they could do spell work, and he could put the wrong property on my paperwork. So that was the first bribe, okay? But I made him fix that shit. And then he blocked me at Bank of America out of my bank account, and he wouldn't let me call either one of my banks. Every time I tried to call either one of my banks, he would block my phone call and cause it to instantly hang up. And I can call anyone else on my phone, but they would not. They did this with my auto insurance when I was in America. So he started blocking all my phone calls so I couldn't access any money. And I'm trying to hurry up and buy this house so I could get in my house. This is what took me so long to get back online. And I didn't want to go back to the compound, okay? And I didn't want my money to run out on hotels and just having to spend and being distracted. So I had to literally fly back to America. I had to fly all the way back to America, and I had to walk into the bank. And let me tell you, I went to Bank of America, and I'm going to call their ass out in the Bronx. I went to, I think her name is Yasera. That's all right, don't worry. I'm going to call both them bitches out. They took a bribe along with the person in the review department to block my wire transaction. I literally had to spend money to fly back to America. I had to fly back to America so that I could physically walk into a Bank of America to do a wire transfer to pay for my house. And I did the wire transfer, but the spirit told me, do not leave America until you get confirmation that that wire transfer went through. And they were like, no, don't worry, it went through. Look, here's your paperwork. Here's your confirmation. Don't worry, the transfer went through. I said, are you sure? Because I have an idiot named Amarado Mustafa that works for the government in the military that's been, infiltrating, every interaction that I have. And he's probably going to try to bribe someone at Bank of America in the review department. Before a wire transfer can go through, there's a review that the department where they have to approve it. And he did. And I'm going to call everybody at Bank of America out. That's okay. It's coming. So they said, no, it went through. The wire went through. You're fine. You can go fly back to the country you was in. You have nothing to worry about. Bullshit. Bullshit. I wasn't going nowhere. So I stayed in New York. And waited. And then I waited. And I'm communicating with the seller. And we still didn't get the money. So finally, I go back to Bank of America. And I say, what happened to my wire transfer? And they're like, oh, it didn't go through. Why didn't my wire transfer go through? Somebody canceled it. And I said, why did someone cancel my wire transfer? And they said, oh, we don't know. They just canceled it. But you're welcome to do another wire. You see this bullshit? So this is what took me so long to get back online and get my foundation together. These are simple things. I should have been able to relocate, buy a house within 3 days, and already be up and running. But instead, it's over a month almost now because Amarado Mustafa, who works for the military and the NSA, he's a hacker, okay? Intuitive Goddess Latoya 333, that little witch, she's doing the spell work along with others that are a part of this cult. They do spell work while they create blockages online for me. So I pulled all my money out of Bank of America and put it into my other bank account. And I went, and I literally had to go to Upper East Side, Manhattan, to a very wealthy, rich area into a different bank to do the wire transfer because I know they're not desperate for money out there. I was in a poor neighborhood in the Bronx, and that's why they accepted that bribe money to block my wire transfer. So I went to a wealthy neighborhood and went to a bank. I went to a banking institution in like area where billionaires are, And they don't accept bribe money there because they're like, what for? We're rich. Sometime when you're being targeted and you need to get things done, you have to work with people that are not willing to take a bribe because they don't need it. They're not desperate. Gang stalking can only really occur in communities and neighborhoods where people need money, where people are, in desperation. Okay? So I went to the Upper East Side. I went to Manhattan. I went in a very expensive neighborhood. Ooh, child, it was expensive. I went and did my bank transaction. I did my wire, and it went through the first time. It went through the first time. I had to fly all the way back from Africa to America, literally to walk into the bank to make sure that he wasn't fucking with me online. But I want you to understand the beast. This is the nature of the beast system that we're in. They can track your every bank transaction. They can stop it. They can block it. They can control your money, and they can sit up there and not take any accountability. No one's going to arrest them. There's no system of accountability anymore, and they're doing basically whatever they want. So how we move is going to have to be very, very careful right now because of their ability to do this to people. Okay? Now, when I tell y'all, they've made my path so difficult. And then, so after that, after the wire transfer went through and I saw the money left my account, I flew back to the country, and they bribed the seller to lie and say he didn't receive the payment. And I know he did. They bribed the agent and the seller to lie and say they didn't receive the payment, right? And I knew they did. And I went off on their asses. And after I went off, and I had to tell him, look, stop playing with me. I already know you accepted bribe money. And I called his ass out. And he was like, oh, look at that. I said, if you don't stop, I'm going to go online and I'm going to expose you. I'm going to expose you. And you're a real estate agent. I promise no one will ever do business with you from where I'm from. I promise you. If they know that you're taking bribe money to do this type of stuff. People are already leery about buying property overseas, okay? Now, after I said that, I pulled cards on his ass, of course, and he was having a tower. He's like, oh, look at God. Yes, the money, it went through. Oh, yeah, it did. Look at that. It's amazing it went through. I was like, yeah, I know it did. Right after I said that, the money went through. Yeah, I know it went through right after I told you I was about to expose your ass. Right? So, like I said, their whole mission was to keep me out of my foundation. As long as they could keep me from getting my foundation together, they could dry up my platform and slowly dry me out and dry up my resources and money. You think it would have ended there, right? Nope. It didn't end there either. Because the next move, this is all being orchestrated by this cult in America that's in the part of the government that's mad because their high priestesses whose energy they were utilizing, they can't utilize anymore. This is all because they don't have access to my energy anymore. So the next move that they made was they got the seller to stop the electric guy from connecting my house to the main electric grid, okay? Every single house in my community, these are brand new homes, okay? Every single home in this community is connected to the electric grid, no problem at all. But the seller told the agent to tell me, don't move in the house yet because the electric's not connected. Mind you, this house been completed and it's been sitting here. And all the homes are connected to the electric grid. No one has any issue with any power. My house is the only one not connected to the electric grid because he accepted a bribe from Amarado Mustafa and the cult he belongs to block me here. So he blocked my wire bank transaction, hoping I wouldn't be able to purchase the home. That was a battle. It took over a week, me flying back to America and coming back, almost 2 weeks. And after that hurdle, now he don't want to get my electric connected for this house to the main power grid. So he said, don't move in the house because now they still want to, they're keeping an eye on my money because he's trying to run out my money and resources on hotels. So, I'm not about to play with their goofy ass. So I went and bought a generator. I went out and I bought a generator and I said, give me my keys. You got your money for the house. I'm moving into my house. And he said, no, it's no electric there. I said, yeah, I know. That's why I bought a generator. So I went into my house because, in Africa, we don't have issues with the weather here, like freezing or too hot. The temperature is beautiful year round. You don't need AC. You don't need AC. You don't need heat. You don't need nothing. It's perfect. The weather is freaking perfect. And then, can y'all still hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Okay, good. Kunta Kinte, they could never break his spirit and stop him from running because Kunta Kinte, in Alex Haley's book Roots, was born free. And he knew what freedom felt like. As a woman that's independent and has been independent since childhood, even since my family was homeless, even since I left home as a child, even as far back as I can remember that I've been free, okay? I cannot adjust to going from independent and free to being under the rule of no cult or no man, okay? And when I say no man, I mean no nasty, disease-ridden warlock that belongs to a cult that wants to spiritually pimp me and use my power and energy to gain wealth for him and the elite and the people that he's connected to. I would love for him to make me an offer, because if he comes to approach me to make me an offer, I'm gonna chop that bitch head the fuck off and just deal with the consequences, okay? If you sit up there after all the obstacles and blockages through banking, through bribing, following me and tracking me through this beast system to try to control my whole life, to block me financially, to stop my independence as a woman, it's not just me. It's me and a lot of other women that have this kind of Kunta Kinte fire, regardless of what race you are, where we've tasted independence and freedom already and control over our own sexual energy. We've already tasted that energy. We were born into it. And we have worked hard, even harder than a lot of men, to maintain it. And we're not about to give it up for anyone or anything. So if he wants to block all my avenues and wait me out to make me an offer, bitch, come make me an offer and I'm gonna chop your motherfucking head off. And then if I get put to death or go to jail in another country, whatever happens, oh well, then it was meant to happen. But I'm not accepting no fucking offer. I'm not coming into no organization. I'm not joining no goddamn cult. And I'm damn not getting married or getting in a relationship so someone can spiritually pimp me. So, Amarado Mustafa, kiss my goddamn ass. Let me start this read. So, like I said, I wanted to use my story to make you all understand the way that this beast system is working right now. The way this beast system is working, it's through surveillance monitoring of divine feminine women and men that are balanced in their divine feminine and masculine energy. And what they're doing is they want control over your energy. And if they feel like they're losing it, they use the system through technology to track and monitor you, your finances, and anywhere you go and anyone you connect with. And I just wanted you to see how they can block you and how they can stop your finances and the different things that they're able to do to you to punish you for not for not allowing them to spiritually pimp you or to abuse you in any kind of way. Okay? And death in the reverse. Change. Courage in the reverse. Yeah. I want you to understand how they can track you and what they're going to be doing to try to control your finances. Because Bank of America literally took bribe money. The people in the Bronx, the Bank of America in the Bronx, Yesenia, I think her name was, and it's okay. I'm gonna get the location because I'm gonna expose all of them. They took bribe money, and there's no consequence. So these banking institutions that are connected to these cults, all these people will literally work together now to help this system commit crimes, to make you homeless, to take your money, to create imbalances for you, to help these people to secure your energy, to help these people to secure your energy as a slave so they can spiritually pimp you. And if you try to escape, I wanted you, by using my story, to understand how they'll track you right down to the country that you in if you do try to leave America, and they'll bribe the people where you live, anywhere that you go. Anywhere you move on earth, they're going to offer bribes to, if you're a targeted person and they really want your energy and it's very powerful, they're going to use it. They're going to use their power, the NSA, the National Security Administration, to try to block you and to try to monitor every single thing that you do. Okay? And I wanted you to see how they did it to me. And now that guy that initially tried to line me up, I hope by now he knows. I know he knows by now because of this reading I'm doing right now. And his friend in America, in Georgia, probably told him by now that, oh, she knows. I just saw her reading. She knows that you tried to line her up to be killed. And the only reason they want to kill me is because I'm not getting married and I'm not getting in a relationship and I'm not giving them my sexual energy. That's the only reason they want to sacrifice me, because I'm unwilling to get into a relationship with anybody that they would try to send toward me. So, and I will fight to the death. And if I do die, it's because it's with honor. If I do die, it means it's time for me to go. But if I don't, that means God wants me here for a reason. Let's go. What are the messages? Give me a general reading. Win money in the reverse. Ain't nobody about to spiritually pimp me. I'm going to use my own energy for me. These people have been using my energy since I was a child. Been using my energy since I was a child. That time is over now. One more. Gloomy thoughts. Good lady in the reverse. I just heard somebody might be a Taurus. Somebody at Bank of America is going to get fired from their job, by the way, for what they did. They literally couldn't give me any excuse for why they blocked my wire. They had no excuse. Their excuse was, I was bribed by Amarado Mustafa because he works for the government. They offered me money to block you, to block your transaction. Along with, there are two women, one of them have AIDS, that's a part of that cult with him, that were also monitoring me because they were allowed to, because this is the government, that monitor my phone and make offers to men. They offer their body, they offer money, they offer sex, but they have AIDS. But either way, anyone that took the offer and bribe that had sex with either one of those women that's a part of that cult, you have AIDS now. Congratulations if you did not use protection. Just want to let you know, you have AIDS. If you had sex with the women that were working with him and you accepted a bribe, yeah, go get tested. Okay, so let me go ahead and jump into the read. Oh, you can hear me now. They blocked me out. Child, of course they blocked me. What is judgment in the reverse? Clarify judgment in the reverse. Okay, someone is a Queen of Pentacles. Somebody could have changed their mind about something. A King of Swords energy. Right now, somebody could be looking at something. Somebody could be looking at a situation right now for what it is, without emotion, more business minded right now. Judgment. What's empathy? What's empathy? The Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Something was a bad investment. So someone's either going to send a message to someone very quickly, or something's about to happen with this Eight of Wands very quickly. Someone is now having empathy for a situation. What's freedom in the reverse? Someone is heartbroken that they did something to restrict your freedom. A hermit, someone that might be depressed. Someone that might be depressed and alone. This could be someone that's very self-loathing. This is someone that might be isolating themselves, the hermit in the reverse. Freedom in the reverse. Somebody might be trapped in something, or someone might have tried to restrict your freedom. Somebody is cutting someone off. Okay, so this must be whoever this person is that's putting boundaries up to someone right now. They're cutting somebody off. What's loneliness in the reverse? Someone can't move forward. Somebody doesn't have protection. There's somebody here that does not have spiritual protection. And something that they planned didn't go the way they thought it would, and now they're stressed out. What is death in the reverse? Clarify death in the reverse. Clarify death in the reverse. Somebody that's very cold and malicious and very cold cutting, they planned to cause a death to occur, or they were expecting a death to occur, and they thought it would happen very quickly. Somebody thought somebody was going to die very quickly. What is courage in the reverse? This person didn't have courage. Whoever this person is having this boundary right now, they did not exude any courage to stand up to whoever or whatever this is I'm picking up on. Change. What is change in the reverse? Someone didn't get their wish fulfillment, and now something's not going to change for them. Or someone didn't want something to change. An illusion. Someone was trying to create a very quick illusion of some kind very quickly because they did not want something to change. But or something's not going to change. This could be someone's situation that's not going to change. So what I have is win money in the reverse. Somebody is not going to win some money, okay? This could be an older man or woman, a mentor figure. So this could be an older woman or man. Something's not going to change for. Gloomy thoughts. Someone is very down and depressed right now. Courtship in the reverse. Somebody could have been expecting to collaborate with someone, or someone could have been expecting a relationship, or a working or business relationship, or a courtship with someone. Letter in reverse. Someone might not have gotten the right communication, or someone could have bad news about a theft in the reverse. This could be a spiritual theft or a physical theft, but somebody is not getting away with something. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do this reading. And again, I'm Kuan Yin. I am back. I am in my house, in my home, and we're picking it back up, and we're moving forward from here. Someone is very sad right now. Somebody is very sad right now. What is the energy crowning this read? Somebody's sad that they couldn't get away with something, and now they're pulling their energy out of something, okay? Somebody is very sad because they thought that they would be able to get away with something, and they were unable to. This might have had to do with a home or a foundation, or this could be even a community. Somebody might be a part of a community, but they're pulling their energy and walking away from whatever they tried to get away with because they didn't get the results that they were expecting. What was the obstacle, Holy Divine Spirit? The obstacle is someone remained balanced, or someone's under judgment. The obstacle. Someone could be a Cancer. The moon represents Cancer energy, okay? It could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but the moon, the obstacle was doing something in secret and keeping something hidden. Somebody did not want somebody to find out about what they were doing, or this is someone with the Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. They were hoping they'd be able to do something very quickly and no one would find out, or that you would not find out what was being done. What happened in the recent past? In the recent past, there could have been someone in their ego. This is someone that uses their sexual energy on a low frequency to get what they want from people or to influence people the way they want them to. This is someone that would be admired by low vibing people for a superficial reason. The King of Wands reverse could be a man or a woman. In the recent past, somebody was being very stubborn about the position they took about trying to find a way to do something. Here's that Cancer energy again. Here's the Chariot. The Chariot of Cancer energy. So I'm feeling very heavy Cancer in this reading right here. The Moon is Cancer. The Chariot is Cancer. Okay. So there was a King of Wands reverse energy, woman or man. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. That was being very stubborn. The Nine of Cups can be somebody very stubborn, or it could be someone that refuses to budge on something, is the energy I'm getting. And they were okay with something. The Nine of Cups talks about complacency, and it talks about contentment. And they interacted, and they were giving and taking, exchanging energy with someone that they were physically attracted to. This Cancer energy was giving and receiving from someone that they were possibly very sexually attracted to in the recent past. And also possibly a childish Libra energy. So, and an Aquarius. So this is this cult that keeps coming up in my reading. Some of the members of the cult that are forever on my table, it's a Libra. It's a very childish Libra, or the Empress reverse. It's an Aquarius, and it's a Cancer. And it's a Leo, Aries, Sag. This is the cult right here. A Cancer, Aries, Leo, Sag, an Aquarius, and a Libra. That's extremely childish, okay? This person could have Libra in their chart. They could also have Aquarius in their chart. I'm hearing they might even have Capricorn in their chart. And tell me more about the situation right now. Yep, that's the truth. This is a cult that's been doing things to harness divine feminine energy and has been granted access by your government to hack your bank accounts, to hack your phones, to completely invade your private space and privacy. And the reason these criminals are allowed to do this is because the United States government is no more. The United States government is no more. And you have no rights. I don't care if they say you do. No, we still have the police. That's just to keep people from rioting and completely losing it. The only people that are being granted rights right now are people that belong to these cults that can get them the results they want. The only way these people are going to go to jail is if they are unable to either sacrifice the people that they've designated they could benefit from, or if they can get your energy for the people that employ them. But if they cannot turn your energy over to the people that have been employing them, they are going to go to jail for their crimes, is what I'm getting. And this is the truth. A Libra, Aquarius, a Cancer, a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Okay? The Hangman. Yeah, these people don't know how to regulate their emotions. They lack empathy and compassion. They're very narcissistic, and they just want to sacrifice you. Someone could be a Pisces too. There could be a Pisces as well. Tell me more about this situation, please, and thank you. Tell me more about this situation, please, and thank you. Yeah, they're still doing magic with someone is aware of all of this spell work that possibly a Leo has been doing. There's a Leo that's been coming up that has AIDS. Um, uh, and the devil reversed. Okay, so the devil reversed. Someone feels powerless. Someone's magic is powerless, is what I'm getting. Okay, with the strength card reversed, the magician, somebody's aware that these people don't have the power. They don't have the power to do what they want to do. And part of it, the reason is, a lot of these cults, again, were tied into a lot of high priestesses that were younger, unhealed, in toxic relationships and unaware, maybe 20 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. But in this age of Aquarius, we are completely 100% aware of how these cults operate, where they were getting their energy and power from, and how they were getting wealth. And because of that, this is why they're attacking right now. Because we're aware of it, we've learned to protect our energy, and that money is coming to us now. That prosperity is coming to us. It should have never left us. And because of that, somebody's about to get evicted. Because of that, these people are about to lose everything. So it's almost, I'm getting some energy like they're willing to use, like they feel like these people are in some I have nothing to lose type energy right now. These people are in some tick-tock, gunshot warning, the clock is running down. I can't make it up. Look, these people, they are in some energy right now where they feel like they have nothing to lose. And they already know that the clock is running down. So they're like, well, if I'm going to end up going to jail or be broke anyway, I have nothing to lose. So I will spend my last about time, money, energy, trying to find a way to take what you have. They're under full demonic spiritual possession. And they're willing to utilize, they're literally willing to utilize, somebody has been doing spell work. Also, I got a download. Someone that works, might work in a firehouse is what I just heard. They utilize them to do black magic. And the reason they work, whoever works in this firehouse, they're showing me right now, the reason they hire these people that work in the fire department is because there's not a fire every single day. Sometimes they're sitting for long amounts of time, and they have extra time, because they only go out when there's an emergency. And they've been using some firehouses to do spell work in. Somebody might be about to have a house fire or something. On a real estate farm or ranch, family reunion, somebody's family reunion. This could be a house where somebody's family might have a family reunion. There might have been a fire, or there might be about to be a house fire or something. All right, what are the messages? Holy Divine Spirit, it feels good to be back, y'all. What are the messages? What are the messages? Pull a chakra card. Oh, honey, I don't have the chakra cards out yet. I'm just unpacking and getting stuff together. Past life, friend, ally, relationship, solar plexus energy. There might be somebody from past life that might be about to come in contact with someone. You're being divinely guided to move. Okay, so it might be someone else in my collective that might be being divinely guided to move. Okay, I have leisure, fun, recreation, vacation. And let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna be honest. Y'all know my birthday, I share a birthday with Harriet Tubman. I share a birthday with Harriet Tubman. You all know, let me make sure y'all can still hear me. Can y'all still hear me? Can y'all still hear me? Okay, thank you, Lisa. Okay. I share a birthday with Harriet Tubman. We life path number 1. And y'all know Harriet Tubman was a Pisces. Life path 1. But the thing is, I feel like I'm going to end up in some kind of ministry where when things get a little bit crazy, I feel like I'm going to offer some kind of assistance. not necessarily money, but I mean, if that's what I'm led to do, that too in the future, some kind of assistance, helping high priestesses to escape when this beast, that's the title of this video, when this beast really, really starts to, close in and really show his head and his face. And we're talking about the one world order that's being rolled out right in front of your eyes right now. I feel like I may play some kind of instrumental part in helping a couple of high priestesses to escape. I'm serious. I kind of feel that type of energy with myself. Like something like that in the future or near future might even be occurring on some Harriet Tubman type escape type stuff in the near future. So, it's just, let me tell you something. Every single step that I take, every single move I make, and I know that's a song, I literally have to get divine guidance because I don't know what I'm doing or what direction I'm going, but God has been leading me. Every single time I have to make a move and I get stuck, they tell me, stop stressing out, be quiet, sit down, close your eyes and meditate and wait for your next download. And I'll tell you how to move and what to do, who to talk to, who not to, what to do, and like literally this is how I've been moving from America all the way to where I am right now, sitting in my home here in this beautiful African country. Literally, I've been following divine guidance. I haven't had a clue what I've been doing. I've literally just been spiritually tapping in and waiting for a download. And then as soon as I get the order, I go and do what they tell me to do. And it has literally led me to the exact house I wanted. Everything is getting into alignment the way it's supposed to be. And happening the way it's supposed to. And I'm literally just getting downloads. Every single step I take, it's just a download. When I get stuck, I stop, meditate, close my eyes, and wait for the download so I'll know what to do next. Literally. Even from flying back to America to try to get the bank wire to go through, every single step of the way, God has been with me. However you define God, when I tell you God has been with me every single step of the way, God has been guiding my footsteps, guiding the spiritual protection that I have had. When I was going to fly back to America, they brought a practitioner to the place that I was leaving, and he threw some spell work at me, and my whole voice went away. Do you understand? I couldn't speak. My whole entire voice completely went away. Like nothing was coming out my mouth. It's like laryngitis, and I wasn't sick or anything. He threw some witchcraft at me, and I couldn't speak. My whole voice went away. And it didn't come back until I landed at JFK in New York, and my voice came back. Because they knew they had just did all these death spells on me, and they didn't want me to open my mouth and talk about what they did at that compound in the mountains where that person that lied about selling me a house tried to line me up to be killed. They were afraid that I was going to jump out there and say something. So they literally threw some powerful witchcraft at me that literally I couldn't speak at all. I opened my mouth, I screamed to the top of my lungs, and nothing came out. My voice didn't come back to me until I stepped off the plane at JFK in New York and was back there.